Really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draw. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, I mean, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point, man. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just spewing.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, high deck, low jack, under the gun one. You are right.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It wouldn't
I'm
be a
already
coin.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard,
Yes.
and the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record, that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
Right? But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's folding.
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
Who the hell? Yeah, so Mad Dog.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
Just
always love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
But, all right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about D-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 ounces. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. Remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation. That's pre-flop? I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sake.
One of the things I teach people when it comes to poker is when you can get to the turn, there's an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's for winning it.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, no, we can't win. This is a pretty rough spot because
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR.
$10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. Do you know what this means?
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it. You
So that's
filthy
cool because we have
animal.
2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know.
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sept are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. What up, party people? We are back. It is the study stream. I just realized I forgot to take my meds, so I'm going to do that while I talk to you. How y'all doing? We already got a bunch of legends out in the streets. Pug, Peanut, Joey, Praying, Penny, Meatball, Ashes, even D Coot in the house. Puck's up there. What up? What up? What up? Matt? What up? What up? What up? Pucks, thanks for 31 months, homie. That is a lot of months, and I appreciate you, my friend. All right, guys. So study stream. Oh shit. You know what? I also got to put this in the Discord. I'm a bit lazy, fuck. But study stream, guys. Study stream. Poker coaching in the chat. That's the keyword, of course. What's up, Set Habs? And the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna draw 2 winners from the stream. You guys are going to compete against each other in the quizzes you see here, brought to you by PokerCoaching.com. And whoever wins gets $5. I know that was a shitty explanation because it's early, I'm fresh out of bed, and I'm trying to multitask terribly, but there you go. You guys know what's up. I didn't see a single new person out here. Oh, you just realized, huh? He's on Bet Online too, contrast.
I know all his screen names, but we're friends, and I don't think it's cool to out him. But he is, in fact, Kirkland's signature on BOL. Yes. Matter of fact, hang on, let me take my my meds. You know me. The only way I know how to do this shit, take the blue pill like the Matrix. See? He has too many usernames. Here's a trick, and this is always ain't gonna work. But trick about Matt is that all of his screen names are coffee related. Nitro, Cold Brew, Kirkland's, or Strickland, Kirkland Signature. Yeah, all coffee names. Yeah, guys. Six is out, as you guys know. He's got his son is in a football league, and the football games all start right about this time. So it's gonna be this way for a little while. He's thinking like 6 weeks or something. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this all 6 weeks in a row by myself. I'm gonna try and find some guests, or if right now it's been every other week. So it's just gonna be this way for a few weeks until the coaching session, the football session is over, and then right back. Yeah, Nitro's copy related too, Matt. You'll guest host, Matt? Fine. Skate or die, what up? All right, while you guys are doing that, let's pick a fucking quiz. Oh, the way this is going to work too, guys, if any of you out there are new, because I'm doing this by myself, I have 2 browser windows open, and that is going to make the score look wonky on the stream here. So I have my trusty pad and paper, and I will keep track of the scores manually and let you know what's up. So there you go. I'm a machine. Yeah, man, last week I was struggling. I was just burnt. I just needed a day to chill. But I also don't want to let this this study stream that's been going on for 4 years straight. We've missed less than 10, I think, weeks in total, where one of us didn't cover. I don't want to let it just die. That would be horrible. So. This is an old school book on Saturday mornings. This shit cost me. What the fuck? Without Sixes here, with the Sixes Mafia winning some of the quizzes, all this money comes out of my pocket. I gotta pay contrast straight out of my pocket every week. He's like my adopted son. He just gets his $5 allowance every week. All right, enough fucking around. Let's pick a quiz. We're gonna kick it off short, sweet, and easy. D-Coot. Legend of the Global Street. Speaking of Affleck, why don't we just start off with an Affleck quiz? All of his quizzes lately have been short stack in one way or the other. I'm just scrolling down to see where the last one is. There's Mr. Jarvis. He and I are studying together next week on Tuesday. All right, fuck it. We're just going to go to the top. First Affleck we see. Bang. Can we get that 10-9 suited solid practice today? Absolutely, praying. But let's warm up the brain a little bit with some easier stuff. But sure. All right, drawing our 2 winners. Here we go. Bang. Oh shit! It's Matt and Nickel. Those you don't know, the N is for nickel. All right, roll it again. Oh jeez. The legend that is Sept. All right, so Sept, before we start, is automatically raising or going all in. And let's hear what... Canadian on Canadian violence. How did 2 people from a neutral country end up at war? What is happening? All right, guys, let's do this.
All right, in this hand we have the King 4 clubs in the cutoff. So fold to us here. We have 18 big blinds in the cutoff. Should we fold, call, raise to 2 big blinds, or go all in?
Hey, since this is Canadian on Canadian, can I send it in Canadian dollars and save myself $2? Matty M Dog. Yeah, be careful for Matty, man. Mad respect for Matty. He's one of those rare unicorns that's a good reg. I don't know if you pay attention to some of the regs out there, but Matty M putting him scores as often like his name is Toe. That motherfucker makes final tables like crazy. And from a guy who makes a lot of final tables, Matty M, man, he's up there. Full. All right. Matt Nickel opening. Contrast opening. Brian says easy open. Open. Only said like $1.50. It's not worth it. Don't worry. Uncle Jonathan sponsors the stream. We're doing okay. I'm just being a smart ass. Hey, everybody go opening except for Ashes. Skater die. Those guys folding a little bit. This is one of those limps, says MGT Hero. I know you were, said Habs. That doesn't surprise me. Limping is pimping. Nah. Nah. Alright, so this is a pretty easy open, I think. It's just a min-raise. This might have some limps in the solver. However, I happen to be personal friends with Matt Affleck. Name drop brag post. And I know that he does not have a limp game. So yeah. Yeah. And the good thing about opening this too is like on 17 bigs, if we hit a king, we're not worried about reverse implied odds. Now, I could see there potentially being a fold on this stack size with the 4 and like opening king 6 suited plus. Now that I'm thinking about this, that might be the trick here. It's definitely not jam. It's either raise or fold. He doesn't have a limp game. I might guess fold and say king 6 suited. Shit. All right, let's find out. Both said and Matt N opening it, so we'll go that way. Okay, cool.
I agree raising the 2 big blinds is the best option.
Sorry,
If you want to fold here, you're not giving up
Sorry about
much
that.
EV. If you start to layer in some like
so if
risk
you wanna
premium,
fold,
if
it's
you're
not
near
too
the
much
money or
equity.
anything like that, this hand's probably going to become a fold.
There you go.
Limping is probably fine, except I think we'd rather do it with like maybe like a king 8 or a king 9, a hand that's a little more risky to raise fold here. But I think king 4 is good. A little tidbit here is like because these players are all deeper, it's harder for them like the button to 3-bet us because they have 2 really big deep stacks behind them. So we get 3-bet a little bit less here, being this deep. Big blind calls. Jack 6-3 rainbow. Should we check? Bet 1.5. Bet 3 big blinds or go all in?
Fucking goddamn fly came in here last night while I was in here. Maybe Marlon brought the fly. That fucker's still alive and swarming around here, driving me crazy. Goddammit. What up, PJ? How you doing, buddy? Jelly 43 effing months, my man. Thank you for the support, buddy. I appreciate you. That is a lot of months. That is a ton of months. It's almost 4 years. Holy shit. Everybody. C-betting small, except for Penny. Penny checking. Coot with the cap all in, except we've seen Coot play. We know he ain't capping. He ain't kappa in. Much love, Jelly. Much love. $1.5. Punk check in. We got 2 checks out there. Everybody else going 1.5. I see the 1.5 streaming through the chat. I see you. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is a standard C-bet spot. We take this out a ton. 3-6 combos is slightly worrisome against the big blind, but not that much. It's not that connected. And we have the 4, which is great. And we have backdoor clubs, which is great. And we have an over to everything, which is great. I'm pretty sure this is going to be 1.5. I really enjoyed the final table reviews and the Q&A from Thursday. I've been too nitty deep. That's interesting. I really enjoyed doing that stuff too. We've been, as a group in the Poke Coaching Discord and as a group for the Team Toe Stable, we've been studying that stuff pretty consistently for a while now, because that's where a lot of the money is too, right? You make it that deep, and those mistakes have like a legit dollar value to them. You know what I mean? And so that stuff is great. And I think it's interesting you said being too nitty deep. I think that's hard to do. Nitty is the way to go deep. I guess it depends. Like, you know, you're super nitty like near the bubble, and you're pretty damn nitty facing action at final tables. But once you like crack that bubble, it's a little bit of game on again to try and make the final table, right? All right, 1.5. Let's do it. Guys are killing it.
So when you're short stack, you tend to want to check back, like backdoor flush draws, hands that really benefit from, you know, seeing a good turn card and then being able to call a turn bet and always be able to see the river. This hand has a lot of property for that, but it's just too weak of a backdoor flush draw. So we had like king 10 of clubs, ace 10 of clubs, ace 9 of clubs. Those are hands we definitely want to check back here to avoid getting check raised. We're going to get check raised a lot by like Jack X, hands like 6-5, 6-4, 6-7. Lots of different types of backdoor flush draw hands. Pretty aggressively they can check raise us. But king 4 clubs is just like too weak to check back. Doesn't really have much showdown value. We want to start betting to take advantage of the you know, the benefits from getting folds. There's a lot of good turn cards for us to barrel on. Lots of different things going on here. So like check back like king 10, king 9. But this hand is probably one that just wants to bet fold. We do check back, good turn card, and we face this half pot bet. Do we want to fold, call, raise to 6 big blinds, or go all in?
Oh, he checked this in game. I got distracted for half a second. Looks like I can tell by the stack size. Looks like he checked it in game. What are you guys doing? We'll talk about it, said Abs. What's with the angry Canadians? Now that I'm putting this together, that's true. Said and Matt both. Why are you guys so angry? What's happening over there? Everyone talks about how nice and peaceful and cordial the Canadians are. And you are some two violent motherfuckers. What's going on there? There's something to dive into there for sure. Call. Can't raise, can't fold. Call. Everybody calling. Affleck might be gangster enough to shove. I have some thoughts on that. Call. Folds. Let's get it out with the question mark. Winter is coming. Is that what it is? Is Alberta the cowboy? Ah, is that what it is? Is Alberta cowboy country? I don't even know. Are you on like one of those mountain men? I was just watching. I like that show, Mountain Men. And I was just watching. They have a new character on there who's, I don't know where in Canada he's from, but he's from somewhere in Canada where he's like homesteading, and it's crazy. Biggest radio in the world is Alberta. Interesting. My brother-in-law, not anymore. He's gotten old and injured, but for a while was like travel. I don't know if he went international, including Canada. But he used to travel around all the time and compete as a bro. He's a mountain man. I am the extreme opposite. While I did one step below Eagle Scout as a kid, so I've done my fair share of camping and making lean-tos and that kind of stuff. However, I'm a fucking street kid from the fucking streets of Los Angeles. There ain't no question. I know I ain't never had to hunt shit I never had a goddamn thing. Like that. Never had to shovel a driveway. None of that. Me and horses don't get along. I have a weird thing with horses. Horses don't like me. There is a chemical contrast between me and horses. Like, I just have to get near a horse. And I'm not really scared of them. I grew up, my mom had a horse. My mom and my sister both rode English. Had the hats and the crops and shit. And I know you guys aren't here for this kind of shit, but I'll go on my tangent quickly. And horses have always disliked me. Every time I get near them, they huff and whatever, and years go back. And I've been bit, kicked, and thrown a couple times. And doesn't matter. They don't like me. Weird. Also, weirdly, like, the only thing I'm allergic to in the world is hay. And I will break out like crazy. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. All right. So it looks like everybody's calling. Cool. Mountain life is easier than city life? I guess it depends. Right? Like, the thing about mountain life is that it's a cleaner life, right? And you're always out there being physical in one way or another, whether that's like feeding your animals or tending to them or whatever, riding a horse, whatever it is, versus city life where you're stuck here with 18 monitors and I sit in this fucking chair for 30 hours a day. Right. Yeah, okay. So what do we do? We have to at least call here with the draw, I believe. Maybe not. We checked the flop, and now we're sitting here on a draw facing a big bet with one card to come. We're getting 3-1 with one card to come with clubs and an over. All right, I'm not sure what Affleck's going to do here. I could definitely see the argument to folding here. Usually, if we're going to raise this bet, and this will become a thing when we on turn. Actually, not in position. That's out of position. Check call, check raise turn, or check flop, check raise turn. Usually, it has to be a combo draw. So, like, that 3 of clubs has to be a 5 of clubs or a deuce of clubs. Usually. Folding seems okay for this price, and our stack depth is kind of weak. And we only have one card to come. But this is the flop, and there was two-tone, obviously never folding. I mean, I kind of want to fold here. I'm not sure what Affleck's going to do. Call, probably never raising. Call seems okay. That's fine. I think everybody was calling for the most part, so I'm going to go back and do. He checked back on the flop in game. Yeah. But our stack is fragile as fuck. All right, let's find out. You guys all called. It doesn't look like we bet 1.5 on the flop. There's only 5 bigs in the pot. We chose 1.5 contrast, but it looks like he only... In game, he checked. Even though 1.5 was the best answer. Yeah. 1.5 was the best answer, but look at the pot size. He didn't do that in game. Right. All right, cool. So, what should you guys call? Let's call. Find out. All right, still calling.
We're doing a lot of calling here.
Fair enough. That's a tougher spot.
Just wants to call. There's not really real benefits from raising. We pot commit ourselves. We're not doing well against 6x. We're not doing well against Jack X. We're doing perfectly fine against the bluffs. Therefore, you add all that up, and calling makes a lot of sense here. Being in position, never folding. If we had like some type of combo draw or something, there's just not a lot. Like, we don't improve on the 3 to like check back flop and now raise. It just doesn't make a ton of sense. Ton of spades on the river, and we face another half pot bet. Should we fold, call, or go all in?
Alrighty now, here we are. A lot of match quizzes are this is what it is, but I did something else. It's cool that he's honest, right? Like, everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we bluff catch like a master. Real heroes fold, setups. Real heroes fold. I don't think we could ever call here. I don't think this is a real question. How do we ever Call here with king high. I mean, while we did cap on the flop, to come out here with king high no kicker seems crazy to me. Seems crazy to me. We'll speed through this and just fold.
Very easy fold here.
Yeah,
Not much to talk about. We have plenty of, ace highs, better king highs. We're going to have pair 10s, pair 9s, pair of 8s, pair 6s, yada yada. Lots of better hands to call with. Never need a call here with king 4 high. So.
Double switches for the Canadians. I thought he was going to talk longer than that. So we got to call it. That means it's a coin flip. Bang. Coin flip activated. Somebody call it heads or tails. First one to call it gets it. First one to call heads. Matt called it first. It was a photo finish too. It's tails though. Set abs. Hit me up. Let me know how I can send you yo money. PayPal, Carrier Pigeon, Skrill, Cash App, Venmo, what have you. Let me know. The photo finish. All right, guys. That was a good one. Interesting spot. Kind of tough calling the clubs on the turn with the short stack. You just got to call it just like you would normally. I think that was the big takeaway here. Also, don't fold king 4 suited in late position. Only use carrier pigeon? No problem. No problem. All right, we need a new keyword. New keyword is... we'll go with no 6-6, just because I'm feeling lame and can't think of anything better right now. Where's 6-6? Damn, that's better, Prem. Well, we might go with that one next. We'll get some cash out there, monkey. You guys want to go right into cash now? I mean, all right. Fuck it. Don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'm down. No cash. You got to mix it up, man. We got to have a little for everybody. Lexi's quizzes have been... Hey! What's up, Bet with Key? How you doing? Welcome. You can still claim it, Cowboy. I don't mind. Just let me know how I can send you the $5. This is, in fact, live. This is as live as it gets. Live with no delay. It's still live. It's just live over the interwebs. Yeah, I am a bot. 11010111. All right, cool. Let's Cowboy Customs coming in. Toe was a bot for reals. Belkey, in all seriousness, we do this every weekend. Every Saturday at noon Eastern is when we got this. This is the study stream. Usually I have my partner in crime, Crazy Sixes, here, and sometimes an illustrious guest. We've had a lot of different ones. Main event winners, main event final table lists, all the streamers you can imagine. What's going to happen is I am going to pick 2 people for the giveaway from my stream. They're going to take the quiz you see on the screen right now, and whichever one of the viewers gets the highest score on the quiz gets $5. Plain and simple. Gamble on getting better at gambling is how this works. All right, cool. Let's draw our winners. Let me get my pad and paper ready since we got the dual thingy dingy going on. Said one, this one, so I know. Like this, and like this, and like this. All right, winner number 1. Bang! Mr. Monkey called for the cash game like a ringer. Got it, and then won the quiz. All right, who's he rolling? Oh shit, he's rolling pucks. He doesn't even play cash. 2 legends up again. 2 legends up again. All right. Let's oh wait, let me get the other screen ready. Hang on. Let's roll this and get it going.
Hello, Poker Coaching members. Evan Jarvis here for PokerCoaching.com, coming at you with another cash game quiz. We're playing some 100 No Limit Texas Hold'em over on Poker Stars. We've got some dead money in the mix with an under the gun poster posting both the big blind and the small blind, and we'll have a familiar face from a previous quiz. Christine 25, who has a few less chips than they did before, but is still certainly up in the mix. Hand starts with a check from the poster, a fold from the reg, and a 4x raise from our splashy McSplasherton. Fold from Cerveza. Action on you in the big blind. What should you do with pocket fours? Should you fold, call, 3-bet to $12, or 3-bet to $16?
All right, guys, what are you doing? Call. Call for bet, call for pucks, call. Everybody calling. Call. Never folding, never raising, says. Contrast. Call for monkey. No one folding. Call or raise, says Jelly against Splashy. Everybody calling. Yeah, I think we have to call here. I don't think we raise, Jelly. A couple things. Like, you don't really want to, like, fight fire with fire when you're out of position, right? So, like, the thing with Splashy is, like, when you raise Splashy going to do what Splashy does, right? And they're going to call a lot. And now you're in a bloated pot out of position with the under pair. That's never going to improve. So better to call and let Splashy get caught with an inferior hand. So yeah, I think we call. I think that's it. There you go. Ready, call. Let's do it.
Now, with a hand like pocket fours here, we certainly don't want to be folding. It's a hand that has some good things going for it. So the question is, how do we want to play it if we're continuing? Well, calling is a pretty attractive option. It's very unlikely that the poster is going to limp re-raise, but it is fairly likely that the poster, being someone who would post under the gun, may just decide to flick another $3, close the action, and see a multi-way flop. Multi-way flops are something we love to see with pocket pairs because the more players who get in there, the more potential people we have who can pay us off when we flop a set. Now, that being said, this is a hand that it's not ideal for 3-betting against a player like Christine, who shows they're pretty, call happy. We'd probably rather be 3-betting with, in terms of our high value hands, suited broadways, high suited connectors, high strong aces, hands of that nature that can really connect with a lot of boards and flop a lot of equity. But if you want to have a really high 3-betting range, then mixing in some pairs is reasonable. They have that really high jackpot potential when they do hit, and when they don't, they can be used as kind of a one and done strategy. So if we are going to 3-bet because our opener is very loose and we want to just target that loose part of the range, get a lot of folds pre-flop, but also build a pot for the times that we both connect with the board, albeit rare. I like 3-betting to 16. I like going to larger size where we do have some fold equity both pre-flop and we will with our flop bet as well. But my preferred option here, because we have this poster who is likely to come along with it, is to just call and invite them in, which is exactly what happens. Flop is fantastic for us. 4 of clubs giving us the set. 3 of spades, 8 of spades, 1 set that beats us, 1 set that we beat. And it checks around to Christine on the button, who bets half pot, 6-17. Action back on us in the big blind with middle set. What should we do? Should we call? Check raise to 15, check raise to 18, or check raise to 24.
All righty, here we go. Binked it. Now what? Now what do we do, peeps? Raise for pucks. Raise for skate. Hero calling. Both key raising to 18. Call with customs raising. Call from Penny. Some mixed emotions here. PJ said calling. Jamblance calling. Meatball raising. Molten raising. We have every answer except for 15. The C is Canadian pucks, yes. uh, 18 for Carter. Sucks to see a spade on the turn, but monsters on the bed, etc. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm always raising and trying to get this. How else do we stack them if we don't start raising? And I'm not like concerned about a spade coming on the turn. Like, that's not what worries me here. What worries me is like a 5, a 6, a spade, a 7 coming on the turn and freezing up. Maybe an overcard that would freeze up the 8, right? Like, I don't want this guy to freeze up with a weaker hand. Right? I want to be in the driver's seat 1, and I want to keep putting money in the pot. I would raise this. We're out of position, though. So 15 always out. 18 too small, I believe. Out of position. 24, I think, is the right answer, if I had to guess. I mean, that's what I would do. I would go 24 for sure. 4x out of position, 3x in position. That's what I would do. Puck's going 24, Monkey going 18. We draw Monkey first. Monkey's on this one. We'll put Pucks on the second one. We're going to find out.
Again, interesting situation here. This is a board that's pretty good for our opponent to barrel on, with it being 3 low cards. Almost any card that comes on the turn, well, not almost any card, but a lot of cards that come on the turn are going to be over cards. A lot of turns that come on the river are going to be over cards. And that's a great situation for our opponent to go bet.
Kind of industry standard.
Well, check raising right now may make sense, and it may be the best play. Check calling also has some appeal because we can always let our opponent keep doing the betting for us and spring the check raise on later streets. We could go for a check raise on the turn, or we could go check call. Check call,
back in 10
especially
seconds.
We'd love to do if the board was rainbow rather than having a flush draw, and then maybe go check raise on the river. Now, that being said, we are deep stacked here. We are 150 big blinds deep, 160 big blinds deep, and I think it's important that we try to build this pot. We've seen in a previous quiz that this player is willing to splash around, willing to put in stacks with less than premium holdings, and if this opponent has top pair or an over pair, then we want to give ourselves the best chance to play for stacks and get all the money in the middle. So I think check raising is the best play, and check raising to a larger sizing is going to be preferred. May even want to go bigger than this. I'm not sure. This is pretty solid, about a pot size check raise. Big blind folds, and our mark on the button calls, putting 60 in the middle,
mark.
140 behind.
He called him a mark.
2.5x pot remaining. Turn is the deuce of spades. Not the best card in the deck. Flush draw completes and straight draw completes. Action on us. What should we do? Should we check, bet 20, bet 40, or go all in?
What am I doing myself? All right. I don't know what call was because we didn't. Nobody picked that answer. Nobody said it was okay. So I would imagine somewhere between 6 and 8. The double check raise, says Coot. That's just a unicorn. I probably only have. It's got to be less than 10 double check raises in my career. 25 years, some odd career. Got to be less than 10. And then probably less than 5 triple check raises. There's a couple. Those are unicorns, though, man. What up, Machine Gun? Did you get my text message? All right. Contrast checking with the head slap. Setup's going 20. Bet with key checking. Check for ashes. Question mark for skate. Not sure. $20. Meatball checking. Carter, $20. Check for pucks. Check for monkey. Reluctant check for pucks. Doug says going for 40 and hoping for the best. Ugh, check for Peanut. Lots of mixed answers here. 40 for PJ. Could have 5-6. 5-6 suited, sure. 40 for Penny. This motherfucker. 40 for Cowboy. We're not dead. That's for sure. We are not dead. I mean, this is more, in general, this is more our board than their board, Jelly, but he's splashy, so I wouldn't call it equal when we're in the big blind, but, you know, it's not crazy far off. You know, the gap between our ranges is not crazy. 5-6 suited, definitely reasonable. Ace 5, definitely reasonable. Probably no 2 pairs, all the sets. Right. Small bet here calls. I could read Marlin through Siri. Small bet here, call the raise. And if we pair the board, we probably just jam. I was talking to Marlon yesterday off stream about how we should have a show of just Marlon by himself, no comment with the chat, no interaction with the chat, just scrolling through Instagram and reacting. Siri killing me. I told you I speak Siri. All right, so never checking, because I ain't letting a free card come make my life hell and then face a pot-sized bet and be in hell, right? Like, nah. Jamming only gets called by better and folds out all worse. Nah. 40 is interesting, but I believe when straights and flush completes, we, in general, size down. So I'm leaning toward 20 myself. I think in game I would go 20. That would be kind of where I would be, I think. Both players check, though. Let's find out. Why don't I check call? Because I don't want to give a free card. Like, every ace-x hand is calling here. I want to get value from all the ace-x. There's tons of that. If he's got an 8, like 8-9 or something, want to get value from that, especially if he's splashy. I mean, it's going to be a little sticky. Yeah, I wouldn't check. And if we check, like, if we check and he checks and then the board comes out, like, we're just, again, like, now a 5, a 6, an ace, a spade, all bad for us. I guess not an 8. Ace on some level, ace less, right? But still, a spade, all kind of shitty for us. And honestly, like, if we check here and he goes 60, we have to call. And then he jams river, what do we do? Blech. Blech. Right? So, both players check, though. Let's find out.
This is a very tough situation
check.
that we have here because the deuce of spades completes all the draws. 5-6 now has a straight.
We can't
and
even
any
really
flush
run this
draw
in
now
the
has a
solver
flush.
because the ranges are so weird.
The issue is that this opponent has shown they're willing to get involved with less than stellar holdings and willing to play for stacks with less than stellar holdings.
Well,
so for me, it was hard to go with the GTO option here, which is checking because this is such a bad turn for us. Because of the thought that this is the type of player who's never going to fold an overpair. This is the type of player who, if they have an 8 with a spade, is definitely going to be continuing. And I wanted to give ourselves the best chance to stack those hands, which is why I went for a bet here. But I think in reflection on this particular turn, even though we have a strong hand
on the flush straight completer,
on the flop, we still have a strong hand on the turn. We don't necessarily want to play for
Marlon.
stacks on this particular turn card. So checking to go into a check call mode makes more sense than betting.
I'd like to ask
if we are betting, smaller size is better. Doing something like a block bet, semi bluff. If we bet 20 here, we're pricing ourselves in for the draw, giving ourselves 4-1 with our 10 outer to make a full house. But if we go all in, we're probably just getting called by those flushes and straights, and this player may fold and overpair something when there are 2x pot behind. So this is the ESPN misplay of the day. I went for the $40 bet and was faced with a min raise. So now,
I should have bet
even if you
smaller,
would have done
Evan.
different on the turn, checking like a GTO wizard, as you probably are, pricing yourself in with the 20. As played, we bet 40. We faced a min raise. What should we do? Should we fold,
Cry.
call, click it back to 115.50, or go all in?
Let's go with cry. How come cry is not an option? And he sized up, which is even more wicked. Like, when you size up and get clicked. I don't want to give any spoilers. Hold on. Hold that thought, Toe. Click it back, this is cute. I'll show you. Monkey calling, Puck's calling. I see you, Monkey. I see you. Call, 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 call. Contrast wants to fold but can't. Ash is calling, but in the blender. Everybody calling. All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, if he's got ace X with a spade, he's supposed to do this, especially like ace. I don't know, ace 6, ace 7 with a spade or something. We can't fold. But it is really shitty that we sized up condensing ranges. The bigger your bets get, the more condensed your opponent's range becomes, and we push out all the weak stuff, and now they're only strong, right? And here we sized up, condensing the range, and he said, I don't give a fuck, and raised you anyway. Hell. Such hell. That's why betting smaller, in my opinion, is better if you're going to bet, because then when you face the raise, it's much more manageable. When you size up and get raised, that shit's nasty. That shit's nasty. All right, we're calling. Everyone calling. Let's find out.
And even though on a previous quiz, we saw our opponent's min raise not mean the strongest of hands, that was a flop min raise. And this on a dry board, whereas this is a turn min raise
On a wet
where a lot of draws have completed.
Ace of Kings would've
Typically,
raised pre,
this
though.
is going to be something like a straight or a flush, and we're usually going to be beat here. If our opponent had an overpair with just a spade here, they're usually just calling in this situation, and so we are actually most likely beat despite having a very strong hand. So we don't want to go all in. We don't want to put the rest of the money in here. We don't want to click it back and put more money in the middle, but we also don't want to fold. Why do we not want to fold? Well, we're getting almost 5 to 1 here, 4.56 to 1, which is more than enough of a price for us to justify continuing with the set here, looking to make a full house. It'll put us in a very uncomfortable position on the river where unimproved we're probably supposed to check fold despite getting a very good price. But as played, it is the correct play, and that's why, well, we shouldn't have bet 40 on this turn and put ourselves in this situation. But
Hashtag fish life.
since this is the ESPN misplay of the day, and I was blinded
Oh no, he
by the
jammed.
looseness of our opponent, thinking, well, you know, they could stack off with
No,
nines with
Evan,
a
say
spade
it
or
ain't
jacks
so.
with a spade here, and you know you've been in this situation before. I just went for all the money,
No,
and I was wrong.
Evan, no.
I was wrong. Our opponent called 5-6. We did not improve.
5-6. Oh, who
And
didn't
our
have that in
opponent
their
got stacks here.
range?
And it's important, even when you're up against a loose
Went
and
up against
splashy
the
player,
fish and became fish
to
food.
really pay attention to the line. Look at when
Not
they're
like
making the raises and what the
this.
board texture is at the time, how strong of a hand you're representing when they make the play, and adjust accordingly. Because on the previous quiz, if you've seen it, we weren't representing a strong hand when our opponent went for a
You
min
don't want
raise.
to 3-bet
Whereas
pre. You
here,
want 5-6 in
when we
there.
went for a large check raise on the flop, followed by a big bet on the turn, setting up for stacks, our opponent min raised, that's a representation of strength when facing a lot of strength. And it's important not to get blinded by your reads and not to be unwilling to give your opponent credit for having a hand just because they're a loose player. Because loose players will get overly involved with a lot of hands they shouldn't, but they're still allowed to wake up with hands sometimes, and they'll usually let you know what they're betting, that that's what they have. So I hope you can learn from my mistake on this one, because it's never fun to lose 160 big blinds that you didn't have to lose, especially when we could have lost something more like 60. Although if we go check call on the turn, depending on sizing,
You're still stacking.
maybe he gets a similar amount anyway. Anyway, fun quiz, fun spot to reflect and review. Always a great learning opportunity. This has been Evan Jarvis for PokerCoaching.com saying I hope you enjoyed the quiz. I hope you learned a thing or two. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Evan went up against the fish and became fish food. No. No. I mean, you're literally getting caught by ace 8 with a spade. Right? Like, that's it. What else? Pocket 9s, pocket 10s. And Splashy's probably going to lose his mind with jacks plus, right? Like, damn. Ace X with a spade? Maybe? Damn. All right, so the scores are a little hunked up on the screen. Monkey got all 10, or 3 10s and a 5. And this was because of the raise size on the flop. Puck's got straight 10s with the swishy, swish. He might have 4-3-0, but we have a 4, so that's unlikely, right? Nice swish there, Pucks. Let me know how you want your money. We got time for probably 2 more. Alrighty, yeah, the big takeaway there for those of you guys who didn't get the swish on this one is out of position. It's pretty much industry standard. When you're 3-betting out of position, it's going to be, or check raising, whatever it is. When you're raising out of position, it's going to be 4x out of position, and 3x in position is like almost always. Almost always. When that starts to change is like when you start to get really short. But deep stack, like always. Alrighty then. Back to the quizzes. We need a new keyword, which is I like where 6-6. Where 6-6 is a good one. I like that one. Pray. We missed you in study group this week, buddy. Sixes saves marriage. Now that is a keyword. I'm sending that to him. Contrast, he's getting a copy of that. Hey, PJ, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. That is funny. I'm sending it to him right now. Looking for a keyword, and this came up. Cry laughing. Oh, that made me so happy. Contrast, you made my day. You made my day. All right, gift sub for Pucks. I appreciate that, buddy. Let me get that taken care of while you guys are doing your thing. Gift subby. Gift anonymous, right? Gift anonymous, tier 1 gifts. Lottie, no, don't pay 49. Gift 1 sub. Gift 1 sub. Pay the $5. Raging Al gets the gift sub. Congratulations, buddy. All right, cool. While you guys are doing that, I am going to. Who's winning the big fights tonight? I mean, I love Sean Strickland. He's a fun character, but how does he beat Izzy Adesanya? Like, in all seriousness, how does he beat Izzy Adesanya? That's a tough one. I mean, he's got the knockout power. Anything can happen. Tai Tuivasa versus Alexander Volkov. I think Tai wins and does a shoey. What are the main ones? I don't know about any of these other ones. They're kind of smaller end fighters. I don't see anything really huge except for Malarkey versus McDessie on the undercard, which I'd probably go with Malarkey. And that's about it. Marlon, I don't know if you got my text, but can he control him? I mean, the thing about Izzy is, can Izzy knock him out? I don't know about that. Maybe. I mean, he's got the power. He's got the skill. He's got the technique. He's going to hit him with punches he's not going to see coming. Right? Can Strickland knock out Izzy? Certainly. Guy's a fucking ape. Jesus. All right, let's roll it. Winner number 1 on the main screen is Ashes. Winner number 2, Mr. Punk Poker, my man. All right, and we're going to pick a quiz. All right, we're doing the solver practice 10-9 suited. We're going to kick it up and make it hard. Not Pucks, Punk. He got so excited. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Readings for nerds. All right, let's do this.
Low jack opens, we're in the cutoff. What is the worst offsuit hand that should be called here pre-flop?
Okay, guys, remember, this is solver practice, so we're not talking about the 9-10 suited here. We're talking about our range as a whole. What is the worst offsuit hand we should call an open from the low jack when in the cutoff? These are tough, Punk. These are tough. Everyone screws these up except for Contrast, who has the world record for the study stream. Offsuit Jack, says Jam Lance. Bunch of King Jacks out there. Ace 10 for Pucks. He's tighter. Contrast says King Jack and Ace 10 raise. Queen Jack for Cowboy. King Jack for Punk. What did Ashley say? King Jack as well. I know Queen Jack and Queen 10 are alt. I'm pretty sure. I would certainly mix 3-bet with Ace 10-0. The King Jack one is the one I'm not 100% sure. I feel like it calls. It's either King Jack or Ace 10. I think it's King Jack. I think it's King Jack. I would say King Jack as well. It's Ashes and Punk. Both said King Jack, I believe. Yes. All right, let's find out.
So facing a race here in the cutoff, we're mostly playing suited hands and pocket pairs. The only offsuit combos we're playing are King,
And you
Queen
can see
off,
like King Jack,
ace
a lot
10
of
off,
raise,
ace
Ace
Jack
10, a
off,
lot of
Queen off,
raise.
ace King off. So very high card, strong offsuit combos only. And the worst offsuit combo being King Jack off.
And fold, yeah. 3-bet call.
We
And
call
fold,
with
yeah.
our 9-10 of spades. Which range has higher EV and equity on this board?
Weird question. Which hand has more equity and EV on this board? Not which hand. Which position with their range has more equity and EV on this board? Cutoffs is bad. With key, setups is cut off. Jamlance. Puck says low jack. Lots of cutoffs coming in here. Both wages are very similar, but from the last quiz in position, has more EV. It is a mixed group out there with low jacks and cutoffs. It says low jack because they saw the over pairs plus the bet of jack X. That is 100% true. Punk says cutoff. Where's Ashes? I don't see. Ashes says cutoff as well. Yeah, this is different. I think Jelly. I think it's gonna be cutoff. Because in position is almost always gonna have more equity. Well, more EV because they could always bet in position and take it away. But low jack has the nut advantage, like you said. They definitely have the nut advantage because they have overpairs and better jack X, so we don't. We would raise our overpairs and we would raise our best jack X, like ace jack. So I think it's cut off. Both contestants said cut off. Let's find out.
So the equities
Nut
are running
advantage
about the
is
same,
got low
but the
jack,
cutoff has higher EV. Equities meaning that if there was no betting and the dealer just put out the turn in the river, each range would win about half of the time. EV factors in when there's betting and folding and raising and all of that stuff post flop that can occur. That cutoff has an advantage here, and that's going to be mostly because of position in this
It's range
specific
contrast.
hand.
Range, right?
Checks to the cutoff, who bets a third. What is the worst value hand that should be mostly raising this flop?
Okay, so we check in game in the low jack. We face a small bet from the cutoff. In the low jack, what is the worst value hand that should raise? So what hand are we check raising from the low jack? What's the worst hand we're check raising? Jack 10, queen jack, king jack, or ace jack? What is the worst hand in the low jack's position that we are check raising? Said check raising jack 10. Puck's king jack, Dave ace jack. Do we have a queen jack out there? Do I see a queen jack? Anybody got a queen jack out there? Do I see a queen jack? There's queen jack for Meatball. We officially have all the answers. Brian says, feel like it's king jack. Cutoff should not have ace jack. And limited king jack. Ace jack for Peanut. King jack for Punk. Ashes with ace jack. So this is where they part ways. It's been all even up until this point. So many straight draws. Ace jack. Ace jack. 7-6 suited. I like it. What suits? All of them? Spades? 7-6 of spades in through the window? Little rock says ace jack. Which suits? 7-6 of spades? Or just the backdoor flush draw ones? Now I'm going to have to pick up a solver. Well, we'll find out. He'll show us a solver. Yeah, it's going to be ace jack, I'm pretty sure. King jack isn't the craziest. But ace jack, I think, is where it's at. I think we have to be super, super, super tight. Again, there's so many draws and there's so many bad turn cards. We're going to get in trouble on. I think it's ace jack. I think Ashes said ace jack. Yeah, Ashes said ace jack. Punk said king jack. We'll put king jack on the other screen and ace jack on this one. King jack, 8 points.
So the worst
so it's
hand
not terrible,
that
Sad.
is check raising this flop
8 points for king
consistently is ace jack. Almost all other jack X plays as a pure call, and that's just strengthening the low jack's range heading to turns and rivers. And then also, low jack doesn't love getting in stacks here with a hand like queen jack. So low jack does check raise the flop. We call with 9-10. He bets again. We're going to hit a straight here 1 in 6 times. We're contributing about 1/4 of the pot. And then also there's going to be some rivers where we can take the pot away if we don't improve. Is Jack 10 suited or 10-9 suited a better hand to have on this turn?
Oh, weird. In the cutoff spot, is it better to have Jack 10 suited or 9-10 suited? I know the answer. Pretty sure I know the answer. Your 6-7 got there. Fair. Fair. It's true. We'd rather have Jack 10 suited, says Ashes. 9-10 suited, says Hero. 9-10 suited, says Meatball. Bet with Key at 9-10 suited. Dave at 9-10 suited. 9-10 starting to overtake. I am conflicted on this one. I honestly have arguments for both. I'm not 100% sure, if I'm honest. That's kind of my argument there, Joey. Like, Jack 10, we have less outs if we're beat. However, we don't block the bluffs, which is what we do at 9-10. With 9-10, we block the bluffs, but we have more outs. Tough spot. Punk says 9-10. Ashes said Jack 10. So we're parting ways again. Let's find out.
So Jack 10 is not a great hand on this turn. A, it's a weak Jack. B, the 10 interacts with the bluffing range of the low Jack. We want the low Jack to have hands like 9-10, Queen 10, King 10, Ace 10. So when we hold that 10, it makes it more unlikely that he's bluffing. I would much rather on this turn have a hand like 5-6, 5-7, 8-6, 8-7, 4-6, even 9-10 suited is rated better on this turn.
That makes sense. So having the Jack is one thing, but having the 10 is the problem with Jack 10. I like it. I like it. Oh, that's the end of the quiz. Holy shit, just ended. Okay, so the river is what, or the last question is what did it. Punk Poker got 3 10s and an 8, and Ashes got 3 10s and a 6. So 36-38, Punk Poker takes the win and ekes it out at the buzzer. Congratulations, Punk. All right, what time is it? We definitely got time for one more. You don't like that answer? I think it's a great answer. I think it's a great answer. If you have a different Jack, it's better to have the Jack. But when you have Jack 10, you block the bluffs. Makes a lot of sense. Love it. I love it. Block value and beat bluffs. Yes. Okay. New keyword. New keyword. The new keyword is going to be... I don't know. Solo Bolo? Okay. Solo Bolo. We're just going to keep going all by myself. Don't want to be all by myself. All right, while you guys are doing that, I'm getting DMs over here from Said. I will check that in a minute. Said. It should have been Solo YOLO. Alrighty. We'll hit it with JL. We haven't done a JL yet. Let you guys do your thing. I think we're about ready to draw it. All right, let's do it. Oh, shit. Of course. Contrast. Chamblance, do it for the army. Can you dethrone the king? Can you dethrone the king? Let's find out.
We have 200 big blinds early in the World Series main event. We raised it up with 9s under the gun. Button, small blind, and big blind all call. No respect. Flop gives us a set. They got to respect this, huh? All right, Jack 9-2, and they check to me 4 ways. Should we check, bet 1,000, bet 2,000, or bet 3,000?
No, Jamblance and contrast, Pram. Jamblance and contrast. Micro Series starts tomorrow. Legendary moment on the global streets where fucking Global finally, they do a good job of listening, but finally did it and started their series on a Sunday when everyone plays instead of starting it the following Monday. Like, I don't know why they always started their series on the Monday. So silly. And yeah, I was surprised to see that the Micro Series starts tomorrow. I won't be playing that much of it, if I'm honest. I try and stay out of the Micro Series because that's a chance for all the micro players to get their shot, right? And I don't think it's real fair for me to get in there and play the 1 and 3s and try and snake their trophies. That's kind of shit. 4-handed. Jamblance going 1K, betting. But doesn't hate check, she says. Just like the Aces quiz, normally multi-way we want to check, but with so many draws of flushes and straights, we want to build the pot now. 2K. Should I play 8 days straight? Should. If you're a micro player, that's a great opportunity. Micro player on one of the softer sites, it's a great opportunity. Joey agrees with contrast. Uniflesh says, exploiting against the live donks. I mean, this is the main, though. Not that it matters. I guess the main is one of the softest, if the softest, period. I guess 10K there is. Rock never won a trophy, but firing. No better time than now. You've been working hard, Rock. Who we got? We got Contrast and Jamblance. And Contrast going 2K. Jamblance going, I forget what she said. 1K? 1K. Tennessee going 1K. Yeah. I don't hate checking, if I'm honest. However, I do think on this board with all the draws, betting is cool. Generally, multi-way, our bet sizes always come way down. And this is 4 ways, which brings our bet size down even further. So I would bet 1K if I was betting. I don't hate checking. 1K seems to probably be the best answer if I had to guess. We'll find out though. Contrast got 2K on this screen. We got Jamblance on the secondary screen. Let's find out. 2K is too much in this spot.
Normally in multi-way pots, you want to bet small if you're going to bet, just in general. We discussed this a bit in the advanced tournament course. But on very dynamic boards, you typically want to be betting bigger. And I think with this hand in particular, I really want to bet bigger. Because whenever I bet something like 2,000, the opponents are never going to fold a jack or a draw, right? And if you think about pre-flop calling ranges from all the opponents, besides perhaps the big blind, they should contain a whole lot of middle cards. And even the big blinds have a whole lot of middle cards. So I think this is a pretty good spot to bet 2,000. I don't think we want to start betting 3,000 when you start
8 points for 1
bets on the flop and spots where you really shouldn't be overbetting all that often. I think that's going to scare off a lot of people even with a jack. I mean, if you put me on the buttons seat with a jack and I bet 3,000, I'm just going to fold. But anyway, this is a spot where I think 2,000 is good, although perhaps GTO would tell you 1,000 may be ideal. just because in multi-way posture you're supposed to be betting small due to never having much of a nut advantage. We do bet 2,000 though. And button now raises to 6.
Oh, baby.
And small blind then calls.
Oh, baby.
Big blind folds. Probably smart. What should we do? Should we fold, call, re-raise to 15,000, or go all in?
1K for shorter contracts makes sense. Makes sense. $15K for set, 50K for meatball. Praying spooked. 50K is too small, so I guess all in, says Jam Lance. Contrast jamming as well. The rock all in, 15K for bet. They both don't have jacks. Someone's cheating if that happens. Call for Penny, call for Carter. $15 for Ghost Splat. Yeah, I agree with contrast on this one. Like, 15K is just way too small. I'm surprised that, like, 35K. Oh, we can't do that because that's their stack. I was looking at big blinds. Yeah, with 6K out there, jamming's easy. Because our normal raise would be 30K and there's only 33K in the stack. Yeah, jam. Just jamming. Just jamming. Let's do it.
Obviously, we're not folding middle set. Should we call, re-raise small, or shove? Well, let's talk about re-raise small first. I think re-raise small is especially terrible. Because if we make it 15, they have to put in 9 more to try to win a pot that will be, I don't know, 50,000 or something.
And if you're betting half your stack, 30
so
your stack, you're
they
almost
should
always all in
not
anyway.
really fold anything.
And when there's a bet and a
right?
call, someone's got a jack.
So that's not good. And you have to realize that one of my two opponents almost certainly has a pretty high equity draw. So if one of them almost certainly has a high equity draw, I really do not want to give them excellent odds. High equity draws being flush draw with additional equity. Like king queen of clubs or king 10 of clubs or 10-8 of clubs or 10-7 of clubs, something like that. So I really don't want to let those be easily priced in. So raise small is out of the question. Fold's out of the question. We're not folding middle set. So are we calling or jamming? And right here, like I just said, one or both opponents are going to have a ton of outs. And when one or both of the opponents has a ton of outs, you don't really want to let them see those outs for free. If we do shove and get called, we're going to be getting our money in a head a large chunk of the time. I do realize we could be against pocket jacks and drawn to 1 out, but we could also be against pocket 2s and the opponents are drawing to 1 out themselves. And I think if we do shove, no one's going to fold out a set here. So I think our option is to go all in. That's the only play. I don't think any other option makes a whole lot of sense. I guess I like calling better than re-raising tiny, because at least then we can potentially see the river if the turn card is bad for us. Like, say the turn's a 3 of clubs, and then the button bets, or it goes check, check, button bets, I don't know, 8,000, and the small blind folds or calls, whatever. Then we can call to try to improve to full house. So I think I like calling better than re-raising tiny. Because if we re-raise tiny, we have to stack off even on a bad card, which is not really good. We'd rather just shove. But I think shoving is by far the best option. I do shove. Button folds. And the small blind tanked forever before showing 10-8 of clubs. Did I type it in? I did not. They had 10-8 of clubs here. And
can they fold 10-8 of
it's actually a
clubs?
pretty crappy spot for them. Because whenever they have 10-8 of clubs, I'm going to have better flush draws sometimes. Like, all my flush draws crush their flush draws.
True.
And, yeah, they're almost getting the right odds against the set. Maybe they're getting the right odds against the set. But if my range to shove here
10-8
is
of clubs is
sets
tough.
and good flush draws, I think they probably should fold. So pretty nasty spot for them. Anyway, I'm happy they folded. Good thing I didn't re-raise small, and obviously if you can get them to fold 10-8 of clubs, it's a great success. I will say in the World Series main event, or any tournament that people really care about, you should look for spots to put them all in, because I think a lot of people will make kind of nitty folds if you do force them to put in a lot of chips, whereas if you don't force them to put in a lot of chips, they are going to stick around a little bit wide. And, if they stick around with all sorts of draws, are obviously going to get there sometimes and make you lose. So I definitely like applying pressure in general, and maybe I need to be doing more of this. I know some of our poker coaching coaches, they really do apply a lot of pressure earlier, more than I do. And that results in them going broke more often early than I do, but it also results in them getting a big chip stack earlier more often than I do, which results in them being able to bulldoze the table later. And there is some merit in that. I'm not sure if it's worth going broke more often early, though. Interesting stuff, though. Anyway, they all fold. We win. And that's nice.
That's nice. End of thing. Yeah, contrast took this 110, 18 to 20. You didn't let us down, Jam Lance. You didn't let us down. You actually picked the GTO answer. It's the answer I would have picked, too. But there you go. There you go. All right, so do we have time for one more? All right, we got time for one more. Fuck it. The number one, more, is the keyword. In the meantime, you see, pray and put in all those links out there. Make sure you check it out. ! Discord for the link to my Discord if you want to hang out and talk to me, talk poker, talk life, hang out, general toe army deal. You can check out my Discord there. ! PC Discord, which is a must join if you're not there already. It's 100% free. It has 6 free study groups a week, including this one. All of them are recorded, so if you miss them live, you can watch the replay. And you can... My marriage is fine. It is. My marriage is great. You can watch the replay and then ask questions or hand rooms. There's giveaways. We have special Discord only events. We ask me anything and things like that. So make sure you get in there. ! PTC Discord. ! PC will give you a link to sign up to the site for free. For free, you get 20 free quizzes, big blind charge for 100 blinds or more, and some homework assignments. If you sign up for premium, there's thousands of quizzes, webinars every week, live with these coaches that you can get in and talk to. The masterclass and advanced tournament classes for both cash and tournaments are amazing. It's a full structured curriculum with an outline and quizzes, and it all builds on each other. It's great. Check it out. Oh, one last thing, YouTube, ! YouTube, if you want to see this one from the beginning or anyone we've ever seen in the past with sixes and all our other illustrious guests. Check those out as well. Last quiz, shilling done, ready, go. We're going to close it off with... Let's do Tristan Wade, fuck it. Contrast. All right, we got our people in there. Penny just got in at the buzzer. Contrast in there again. All right, let's do this. Winner number 1, Mr. Dave. Winner number 2, Johnny Wakadobi. All right, guys. Good luck. Let's do this.
What's up, poker coaching? It's your coach, Tristan Wade, here with another hand from the $600 WSOP online event, trying to win my second WSOP bracelet. Okay, in this hand, action folds around to me on the cutoff. I'm going to raise a queen 9 suited for 2 bigs, of course. The button calls, the small blind calls, the big blind calls. Okay, think about what their ranges would be here. You know, would the small blind really call with some pairs here or some strong aces or what have you? What about the big blind? You know, the big blind's calling almost anything there. And then what do you think the button has? So, consider all the ranges here. And we get this flop. Both players check to us. I want to know, what do you think we should do here? Should we check? Should we bet
what are we doing, Tristan?
Or bet 100?
This hand's already got me worried. What's happening here? Bet with key, betting 60. Penny betting 60. Open muck. Shit. Everybody else checking so far. Setup's checking. Monkey checking. He's not checking. Do I see Johnny on here? Johnny checking, Dave checking. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, we should. I don't know what Tristan's going to do here, but we should 100% be checking here. We have all these different ranges. Lots of them contain an ace. There's no C betting here. There's definitely no C betting here. In theory. I don't know what Tristan's going to do. There's definitely no C betting here in theory. Let's find out. Woo! All right,
Okay,
Tristan.
well,
Scared me for a second.
if you want to check here, I give you 10 points because, you know,
You scared
it's
me, Tristan.
multi-way. We're out of position. We just got queen high. Like, what are we doing? But if you want to bet here and you want to bet small and you want to bet 60,000, I give you 8 points because I think that's also fine. Yeah, we're entering a little muddy water. It's a little uncharted territory. It's a little difficult to continue if we start betting here. But we have a couple short stacks in the blinds that don't have a big stack to pot ratio. And we're really only worried about the button having a lot of the suited aces and some of the stronger aces here. So bet 120 shouldn't really be an option here. It should just be a small bet. But mostly this isn't a spot where we're really going to be bluffing a whole lot. But I do decide to start bluffing, and I bet 60,000. The button calls, and the blinds fold. We get this 6 of hearts on the turn. I want to know, what do you think we should do now? Should we check?
Fuck, we picked up
Should we
equity.
bet 120,000? Bet 200,000? Or
It's one of those
go
spots. Fuck, we
all
picked up
in?
equity. Damn it. Why can't that be a brick? Why did you bet? Well, now that we're here, says Pucks, fuck it. Gemblin still wants to check. DQ'd already tripling. Said checking. Johnny pleading the fifth. You got to pick something. This is tough and funky. $200K for Johnny and Dave checking. Oh, man. Why are we here? Oh, God. I know when we're here, we're supposed to bet, and it sucks. It sucks. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to bet. I want to bet the smallest possible and go 120. Because I think I have to bet, but this sucks. Should I check the flop? I'm pretty sure you're supposed to fire when you pick up equity. That's like almost always the case. Fuck. Puts a ton of pressure on 8x, 5x, and pairs under an ace. Fuck. I would say 120, but this feels like shit. All right, Johnny going 200 on the other screen, and we got a check from, not contrast, from Dave. Let me get the 200 going over here. Let's find out. Yeah, check
Okay,
0 points.
this
Yeah,
is
you
where
have
the
to
hand
bet when
gets
you pick
kind
up
of
equity.
interesting.
You have to.
So
It was 3 points for
us
200. It
betting
was
the
too big.
flop isn't that
120.
awful because we do have a lot of interaction with this board. With the 8, with the spades, and then we have some blockers to ace queen, we have some blockers to ace 9.
That's the end of the question.
We have some interaction with the 8-5 with our 9. So like let's say the turn card came a 10 or a jack.
I would do a contrast.
We have a little added equity.
But I
Let's
wouldn't
say
have bet the
comes
flop.
a 6 or a 7 or a spade. So we do have some maneuverability moving forward. Now, when I pick up equity here, I want to continue telling the story that, like, hey, I got a big ace here. I got ace king. I got ace queen. I might have flopped 2 pair. So when we go, so basically what I'm saying is, like, on the turn, I'm not going to check at this point. I
3
bet
points.
the flop. I started to tell the
3
story.
points showing.
I'm going to continue with my bluff now
Too
that
big.
I've picked
120
up
is
some
right
equity.
answer.
A 7 can give me a straight. And I just think, like, I can apply pressure to all these weaker holding hands. If my opponent has like 8x, if my opponent has like a weak ace, like ace deuce suited, ace three suited, maybe even like a hand like ace four suited, or some of the weaker aces if they're not comfortable with like ace 10 here and facing a bet and they just don't know what to do. Now, granted, most good players probably aren't going to fold a lot of those top pair with added equity hands, so be careful. But once we bet the flop, I think we kind of have to continue betting the turn. You don't have to, but if you want to try to bluff in this spot, you have to. That's my point. So since I bet the flop and I picked up some equity on the turn, I'm going to go through with telling a believable story. Now, what kind of bet sizing is going to be best for that? I like bet 120 the best. I think betting 30% of the pot here, 100 to 120,000 is great, so I give you 10 points. Betting 200,000 here is not a good bet because then we're just putting a lot of chips in the middle, and we're. Let me think for a second. Like, it just looks like we're priced in. It looks so strong, and I feel like if we flopped a set or if we flopped like a really good hand with ace king, ace queen or something, that we want to give our opponent a little more rope. And then going all in, I think is interesting to explore. Like, let's say we had queen nine of hearts, then I think that hand is one that could like apply a lot of pressure with a, almost a 2x pot shove. But you're never going to get a hand like ace 8, ace 5, or ace 6 to fold there. And then maybe you even get looked up by some other good bluff catchers like an ace 7 suited or something like that. But yeah, just something to explore. So I don't really think you should be going all in here. I give you 0 points for that. I don't really think you should be checking here. And I don't think you should have a big bet. I think this is just a small bet spot. And just think about your whole range in these spots. Like, what hands
It
could
does sound
go
like
for
that,
3
too.
streets of value? Like,
Does sound like
let's
he
say
was
we
eating the
flopped a
mic.
set of fives
He needs
or a
one
set
of
of
these
eights,
spit guard thingies.
or even a set of aces or something like that. Ace king, ace queen, ace jack. I think all those hands could really try to go for 3 streets here on this run out right now. So sorry for the long-winded explanation here, but this is really the point of bluffing the flop and now getting into it on the turn. So I go with the size of about 120,000, and luckily that gets a fold from my opponent. Now, see, the other thing with the sizing here is if I do get called, I do have enough chips behind. My opponent does put in the 130 here to run a triple barrel bluff. So I'm really applying pressure because the pot's pretty big at this point with this size to this stack going into the river and trying to apply some pressure here to whatever weak range they might hold. So yeah, we're getting spicy, but hopefully there's some lessons here for you to enjoy.
There you go. Maybe it's because Tristan's kind of a dreamy guy. Maybe he was trying to pour on the sex appeal with the breathy. Hello, this is Tristan, Creative Wade, here to teach you some poker. 3 points. Johnny eked it out on the last Hasmir hand review. Exactly, Carter. Johnny, let me know how I can send you $5. Could be a gift sub, could be a sub for you, could be PayPal, could be ACR. If there's a way I can send you the $5, let me know. Send me a DM and let me know. All right, guys, that's wrapping it up. It's Saturday. We got shit to do. So we'll see you later. Don't forget all of the links. Exclamation point PC in the chat to sign up for free to this site. Exclamation YouTube to watch this from the beginning. Exclamation point Discord to get into my Discord where we hang out and chat a lot. Exclamation point PC Discord to hang out in the PC Discord with 6 free study groups a week that are all recorded, hand rooms and giveaways and all that jazz. I am going to be throwing the host to Mr. Ben Andrew, I think. Give him some love. Drew's a hell of a good guy. Thank you for all the love and all the gifts that sub, Johnny. Thank you for that. I will talk to you later. Let me do this. And while we do this, we'll wait the 10 seconds. Close some shit up. And we're out. Peace.